Good evening, everyone, and thank you for coming tonight. My name is Dereck Bouldin, and I am honored to be here to represent one of the young adults who call Place of Hope home back at our Rinker campus. As we get started tonight, let me first ask you this. What do you think of when your childhood, what comes to mind when you think of your childhood? Just take a second, really think about it. What is it that comes to mind when you think about your childhood? I'm sure some of you had the thoughts of feeling loved, stable, supported, having food in your stomach, a roof over your head, some clothes on your back, and maybe even feeling like a sense of belonging. Now, these things should be expected as children, but some of these things just weren't so for many. Now, I'm going to go ahead and paint you a different picture. I'm going to paint you a picture of an innocent child who had no love, no support, care, stability, no discipline, nor direction. That child was me. I didn't have a lot of things that other kids had while growing up, so I envied them. My parents tried their best to take care of my brothers and me, but it never seemed they could just get it right. I love my parents for their efforts, but no child should have ever lived as I did. At the age of 6, our family, we packed up everything and moved from Michigan to Florida. And my mom, she was a waitress working graveyard shifts, and she did that to support the family. Because at the time, my dad was struggling to find work. He was living out the prison system, and it was hard for him to find a job. So at nights, some nights, when she made enough in tips, we used to stay in hotels and motels, really whatever she could afford. But when she didn't make enough tips, I knew exactly where I was sleeping. We slept on park benches. We put all of our clothes in grocery carts and pushed them behind dumpsters so they wouldn't get stolen. We took showers in public parks. And at night, when my mom couldn't afford to feed us, she took my brothers and us to restaurants when they used to close and asked them for food, just so we can have a meal that night. During this whole time, while this was going on in my life, I still remained in school. But every day I just hoped. I hoped and prayed that life would get better. Now, we ended up in an abandoned house for a short period of time. My dad broke into this house, and we stayed there for a while. The homeowner actually came while me and my brothers were in school and allowed us to stay there. Now, what I didn't know, while me and my brothers at school, my parents used to rent homes to strangers. Now, this home was a 5-bedroom house with a 3.5 bath. It was a decent home, but they needed a little extra money, so they rented those extra rooms to strangers. Now, on December 23rd, 2005, I remember this day vividly. On December 23rd, 2005, the SWAT team came busting through the doors, tearing up the house, arresting every adult they could find. Apparently, those same strangers were in and out the house, selling drugs and prostituting. Every one of them got arrested, including my parents. Till this day, I can remember my mom's face as they handcuffed her with tears pouring down her eyes, asking me, no, begging me to forgive her. I was distraught. Now, I lost the only home I ever really knew. And in an instant, my brothers and I were thrown into the foster care system. I was thrown into that system as a 9-year-old black child, and they could care less. Now, as soon as we got into the system, my brothers and I were separated. This was even more traumatizing for me because we were so close at the time. I miss my brothers till this day, but I even love them. I still love them, but that's something I never got a chance to tell them because that's something we never knew nor really understood while growing up as children. Now, at the age of 14, I probably made one of the best decisions I ever made in my life. I chose to stay in the foster care system because I knew my parents weren't stable enough. I just knew they weren't stable enough mentally nor physically to take care of a growing teenager. And I knew that the foster care system could benefit me better than my own parents could. How sad is that? Growing up in foster care, I made some mistakes, but I grew up very fast. And now that I look back at it, I always told myself, I promised myself that I would never go back to that life. I use my past as motivation, not only for myself, but for many others, but I use my past as motivation to break through walls, to overcome obstacles. To break through walls, overcome obstacles, and to encourage myself to do better and to reach places I never thought they're possible. But I wouldn't be where I am here today if it was out to help a place of hope. This past spring semester, I was kicked out of my dorm. The colleges were closing their campus, and I found myself homeless. No place to go, no transportation, no assistance whatsoever. But the place of hope took me in the middle of a pandemic and blessed me with this incredible opportunity. Yeah, give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up. Now, I finally found a place that I could call home. And because of them, I was able to finish off my final semester at FAU over the summer with all A's and graduated. And now I have... Thank you. Now I have a degree in political science with a minor in criminal justice, but my education doesn't end here. I plan to begin to start studying for my LSAT soon in hopes to make it into law school for next fall. But I'm also blessed to say that I am a first-generational college graduate within my family. Thank you. I'm also blessed that the Place of Hope helped me find a job. I am currently working at a law office of Cantor and Pentaluga as a case manager, fulfilling my dreams. It's a foot in the door, so I'm blessed. You know, Place of Hope gave me that extra little push, the extra support I needed to cross the finish line. But I hope you all remember my story, and I hope you all think of many other stories like mine and the kids who are in this community and come from a place of hope. That's why we're really here tonight. But thank you all for this honor, and I hope you guys enjoy the celebration. Thank you.